Okay, here's this review over the second assessment over linear equations. Okay, if you mastered this once, that's good. If you didn't, this is another opportunity to do so. So linear equations are all lines. Okay, so my first problem is going to be a line. It's in standard form because the x and y are on the same side. So the way to find it would be your x and y intercepts. So I jot that down twice, and then again. Okay, so if the x is 0, get him out, and then I divide by 6, and that's 2. So I have a y-intercept of 2. Sorry, you can't see the grids. Y is 0, so negative 2 times x equals 12, so I divide by negative 2. That's negative 6, so I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Just make your line, and then that problem's finished. Okay, then the other graph we're going to look at has a greater than sign, so we're going to have to run the test. And this is in slope-intercept form because the y is out front by itself. So that's m, that's b. So slope, y-intercept. Okay, so my slope is 2 over 1. We always want the slope to be a ratio, and the y-intercept's negative 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I go up 2 and right 1. Now, it doesn't say, it can't be equal, so to disqualify the equal part, we need to make the line dashed. All the points on the line make that side equal to that side. Okay, here's my test, 0, 0. So the y and the x are both going to be replaced with 0. So 0 greater than 2 times 0 minus 6. 2 times 0 minus 6 is negative 6. 0 is bigger and it eats up 0, so that's a true. So that's true. The other side's false. Okay, my next problem. Okay, so 0. I've got negative 3x. Now that's a negative coefficient, so that sign is going to become less than when I graph. So I'm minus 7. So I've got negative 3x and 12, then I divide by negative 3, and then I get x and negative 4. So less than is going to go that way. Okay, next, I have an absolute value. You can't multiply through there. You got to get rid of the numbers outside before you go over here. Okay? Because I don't know what the absolute value equals, because I got a times 2 and then a minus 4. First I'm going to plus 4. That's 16, so 2 times the absolute value of 4x plus 2, and now I divide by the 2. So that's 8, so I have absolute value of 4x plus 2 equals 8, so we can be equal to 8 or negative 8. Now bring in your 4x plus 2. Minus 2, 4 times x equals 6. And x is 1.5 minus 2, 4 times x equals negative 10, and negative 10 divided by 4 is negative 2.5. Okay? Don't do the bottom one. Now it's story problem time. Okay? Lots of story problems on this standard. To install a ceiling fan, one service charges $120 for installation plus $5 per hour to install the fan. The second service charges $55 installation plus $14 per hour to install the fan. After how many hours is the first service a better price? So I've got hours and dollars, X being the hours, Y being the dollars. So per dollars per hour. Dollars per hour I have 5, but then later on I have 14. So since there's two separate rates of change, that insinuates we need two lines. Okay, so my M's are 5 and 14. Now, before the $5 per hour, we had a fee of $120, and prior to the 14, we had a $55 fee. Okay, so I want to find when these two lines equal one another, when they cross. So I got 120 plus 5x equals 55 plus 14x. Okay, we need to minus 5x. So I got 120 equals 55 plus 9x. Then I minus 55 minus 55. So 9 times x over here. 120 minus 55 is 65. This is going to be a decimal. And it's somewhere between 7 and 8. Okay, so approximately 7 or 8 hours. Two people are working at a car wash. One person can wash one car in 45 minutes. The other person can wash one car in 35 minutes. How long will it take the two people to wash 14 cars while working together? So how long? That means I'm finding the number of minutes this is going to take. So we have minutes, cars. X being the minutes, Y being the cars. So cars per minute. Well, I don't know that right now. Okay, it never tells me the cars for a single minute. They are working together, so it's just one line. So we don't know M, but we're not going to need it because with 0 minutes, there's 0 cars. So that's direct variation. So I use ratios. Minutes on bottom, cars on top. So one car in 45 minutes, and then one car in 35 minutes. Then we got to get 14 cars in X minutes. Okay, so I need to add 1/45 plus 1/35. That gives me 16 over 315, and then I can just cross multiply and divide. 315 times 14 divided by 16 gives me 276 about. So 276 or 277, one of the two. Okay, third one's really easy. At a job, Chuck makes a base pay of $1,000. He also makes $30 per hour of overtime worked. If he works 12 overtime hours, how much will he make? So I want to know how much money he makes. This is a really easy problem. You probably don't need all this crap, but hours and money. The dollars per hour is $30. I have an M, I have a slope of 30. And then prior to the 30, we have 1,000. So the equation's simple. It's just 1,000 plus 30x equals y. And then 12 hours gets inserted for x, not y. Okay, so 1,000 plus 30 times 12 equals y. You can just plug that into the calculator. 30 times 12 plus 1,000, $1,360. Okay, next one. A golf course charges a membership fee. I'm going to underline that. Okay, so I'm going to say y does not equal 0 at the beginning because we had the membership fee. For every round of golf played, if a member plays 5 rounds of golf, his total cost, including membership, will be $175. If the same person plays 13 rounds of golf, his total cost, including the membership, will be $255. What will the total cost, including membership, be for a person who's played 32 rounds of golf? Okay, so I want to find the cost. So I've got rounds and dollars. X is rounds, Y is dollars. Dollars per round. Now I don't know the dollars per round, okay, so I'm going to leave that empty for now. But I've already established that the y does not start at 0, so I need y equals mx plus b and a combo. So that means I need to come over here and do y minus y, x minus x, so that way I have an m. So the money, we're going to have 255 minus 175, and then for the rounds you got 13 minus 5 in the same order. So that's 80 over 8, and that's 10. So $10 per round. Okay, so let's get rid of those. M is 10. Now I'm going to go with 175 and 5. You can pick the other one if you want. You're just going to get the same thing. So since y is dollars, we put $175, $10 per round, and for 5 rounds. So $175 equals 50 plus b. So then the difference between the two is the membership cost of $125. Okay, so now I can write the equation. 125 plus 10x equals y. 32 rounds. Okay. So rounds is x, so we need to put that in. We need to keep referring to this to see where the number goes. So 125 plus 10 and 32 equals y. 125 plus 10, 32, and that gives me $445. Okay. Next problem. At an animal shelter, the manager needs to buy food for the cats and dogs. Dog food costs $4.50 a bag. Cat food costs $2.99 per bag. There are 37 cats and dogs in the shelter. The invoice is $145.36. How many cats and how many dogs are in the shelter? How many? Okay, not what they cost, how many? So we got cats, dogs, and money, so that's 3 units, so that means we're going here. Total, how many single, cats, dogs, and then money. How much does a cat cost? $2.99. How about the dogs? $4.50. Do I know how many? The only how many number is 37, and that's not for either one, so question marks there. And then the 145.36 goes here. Okay, now this 37 belongs in the top row, and it's the total. So that's x and that's y. So it's going to be 299x and 450y. So I've got these two equations here. So I've got x plus y equals 37 and $2.99 x plus 450y equals 145.36. Okay, so I'm going to multiply the top by 299 and the bottom by 1. So it's going to be 299x plus 299y. Now you got to remember to multiply the 37. You can't just leave that 37. So that's $110.63. Bottom 299x plus 450y equals 145.36. We're going to make these all negatives. Those go away. 299 plus negative 450 is negative 1.51y. 110.63 plus negative 145.36. Remember, to get the negative is negative $34.73. Then I divide by negative 1.51. Negative 34.73 divided by negative 1.51 is 23. So y is 23. That'd be the dogs. Now I'm just going to put a 23 in for y, and I've got x plus 23 equals 37. So I minus 23, and x is 14. 14 cats. Okay, next problem. An electrician earns $8 more per hour than his apprentice. Last week they earned $597.50. The electrician works 15 hours while his apprentice worked 20 hours. How much does each person make per hour? So I got dollars for the electrician and dollars for his apprentice. Okay, now you got 3 units because you got hours for the electrician, hours for the apprentice, and then the money. So again, 3 units. How many? Single. So I got the electrician, I got his apprentice, dollars single, dollars total. Do I know how much money we have for the electrician? It's not 8, you just know it's 8 more, so you don't know that or that. Okay, electrician 15, and the apprentice is 20, and then $597.50. Okay, and then we got this 8 more. We're not going to use Y when it says more. We're going to put plus 8 for the electrician, and I use X and X. So I got to multiply both those, 15x plus 120, and then 20x. So 15x plus 120 plus 20x equals 597.50. Like terms is 35x minus the 120. And that's going to be 477.50, and then I divide by 35. This might come out kind of messy, but that's fine. So 1364 for the apprentice, and then I add 8, and then 2164. Whoever wrote that problem's an idiot, because you get kind of a weird answer, but oh yeah, it's me who wrote it. Okay, next one. A car traveling at an average speed of 45 miles per hour travels 200 miles further than a car traveling at a speed of 34 miles per hour. Approximate the distance that each car has traveled, assuming the cars have traveled for the same amount of time. So the distance is measured in miles, but there's 2 we have to find. So I've got hours and miles. They travel for the same number of hours, so you only have 1 hours unit. And that's X, that's Y. Okay, miles per hour. I've got 45 and 34. So XY, MXY, XY, MXY. Okay, so the M's are 45 and 34. Prior to the 34, okay, we don't really have any prior amounts, so that's a DV since they're both 0. So we're going to use ratios. But again, if you put miles over hours, you're going to get nowhere fast because you don't really have any hours. Okay, so the times are the same. So then the quotient of distance to speed is the same. The speeds we know are 45 and 34 respectively, and I know that this faster car has gone 200 further. Okay, so I'm going to take D plus 200 times 34, and I'm going to take D times 45. If you can do it without this, that's fine. So D times 34 is 34D. 34 times 200 is 6,800. And over here you got 45D. So I minus 34D from both sides. 11 times D over there and 6,800. So I divide by 11. So 6,800 divided by 11 is going to be about 618. And then we just add 200 and it's 818. Okay. Next problem. An item costs $43.39. It's been marked up in price by 20%. How much did the item cost? Okay. Here's my starting point and my ending point. Okay, so we start at 100%. Then we mark it up. So 120%. Now, $43.39, was that before or after? it says it's after, so that goes with this. So I go to my ratios. I put 120% over 100%, and then 4339 goes with the 120. So since 120 is in the numerator, 4339 is in the numerator. Okay, and then I divide by 120, and that's going to be $36.16. Okay, last problem. Family goes to Chicago to watch the Cubs play 2 different times during the summer. First time they go, they stay 2 nights and buy 10 tickets. They pay $602.80. The next time they go, the price of tickets has not changed, nor has the price of the hotel room. And on this trip, they stay 3 nights and buy 12 tickets for $773.70. How much does a single ticket cost? How much does a single night cost? So cost of ticket, cost of nights. 3 units. You got your nights and tickets. Those are your independent variables, and then the money is the dependent. So 3 units. So we go back to this. Totals in the corners. How many and single? So dollars single, dollars total, and then nights and tickets. Do you know how much a night cost? Nope. You don't know a ticket. How many nights you got? 2 and then 3. How many tickets you got? 10 and then 12. Then you got to have 2 totals, and you do 602.80 and 773.70. So that's X, that's Y. So you're going to have 2X and 3X, 10Y and 12Y, and then we got to use elimination with the system. 2X plus 10Y equals 602.80. 3X plus 12Y equals 773.70. I have a 3 here and a 2 here. So 6X plus 30Y okay, it's going to be $1,808, $1,808.40, and then the bottom is 6X plus 24Y, and then 773.70 times 2 is 1547.40. I will be making all these negatives, and that's 6Y. 1808.40 plus negative 1547.40 gives me 261. Divide by 6. $43.50. So that was for the tickets. Okay, now I'm going to use the 2X plus 10Y equals 602.80. Let's get the Y out of there and put 43.50, and I'm going to need to find that product. So 10 times 43.50 is 435 plus 2X. I minus the 435. So 602.80 minus 435, and that's going to be 167.8 divided by 2. $83.90. So the nights are $83.90. That one's kind of confusing because you got all those decimals. Okay, that's all I got to say.